What's up, everybody? Welcome once
Yes,
again.
sir.
Oh my God,
Welcome.
episode 6.
Let me just fact check
Yes,
that. Yeah.
episode 6. 6 whole episodes. Oh my goodness,
We
look
made
at
it.
us, Hector.
We
Here we
made it.
are. Uh, Once again, guys, welcome to the Bento Boxcast, the only animeist podcast here on YouTube.
Ooh.
I'm your host, or one of your hosts, Rafa. And
Oh.
of course, here by my side is the most sexiest man from the dirty, dirty South, Heckin' Hecker, the Heckening
Hello,
Hector.
hello. Now, Rafa, let me just say real quick while you're introing us.
Uh-huh.
You are also one handsome devil. Ooh.
Thank you. I definitely did not just give you a compliment so I can get a compliment back. Hey. Uh, Anyways, before we continue, I just want to really quickly say thank you for all the support you guys are giving us.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing.
Mm-hmm.
Really appreciate it. You guys are checking us out, listening, and giving us a chance. And on all our platforms, not just here on YouTube, but also on Spotify. We also, on that Twitter, you want to talk to us directly through there too. So, there's different ways you can get in contact with us, and we see it. We see the comments, we see you guys subscribing, liking, all that stuff. So, thank you for that. Um, yeah, I just want to say that really quickly. Trying to think if I had anything else I wanted to say before we continued.
Now's the time,
Um,
man.
yeah, right. Right now's the time before get all the bullshit out right now before we move into the main anime stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
One thing I want to say is happy birthday to Alex.
Yes, he's going to be getting this way later, but yes, happy
Super
birthday.
late. We're recording it on his birthday,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but yeah, this is gonna be a few days after his birthday passed. For you guys out there wondering who the fuck is Alex? Why do we even care? Alex is a good friend of ours. He was on episode 4,
Yes.
right? Episode 4. He was our first guest here on the Bento Boxcast. He also has his own podcast here on YouTube
He do.
called uh, The Playing Pod with Alex and John over there at
Ooh.
Geek Jar 3000. So these guys are good friends of ours. Yeah, their podcast is about video games, pop culture, movies, TVs, all that stuff. So if you guys like listening to stuff like that, go check them out. Um, I don't know if you heard their latest podcast,
I did,
Hector.
and I have
They
comments.
kind of talked a little bit of shit. But it sounds like they didn't even listen. The thing that got me mad, Hector. Oh my god. The thing that got me mad was that these guys are like, oh well, it's no, especially Alex, because John's kind of just in the sidelines. But Alex is like, oh, I didn't even listen to their last podcast. You son of a bitch! I don't care if it's your goddamn birthday. You tall, fucked up
Oh.
hairline,
Oh.
motherfucker. You made us watch that piece of shit
Oh my
movie.
god.
And if you guys, oh my god, before I go on this little rant, guys, um, when Alex was here, our guest on episode 4, he
Mm-hmm.
recommended us a movie to watch in our segment anime swap, where we recommend anime to each other. So we let Alex do it for both of us, and he recommended this anime called Dark Cat, which is the worst piece of shit thing we have ever seen in my entire fucking life. If you're interested in more detail on how much we hate this anime, go check it out in episode 4. It's
Oof.
there. So then, remember when Alex was like, "Oh, I can't wait to hear you guys talk
And
about this
then he doesn't
anime."
even do it.
He doesn't do it. He didn't even listen to
Oh
it.
my god.
Yeah, it's like, oh, fuck you too.
I got
Okay,
mega tilted. And what even made
I
it
was super
worse
thrilled.
was he was like, "Oh, I haven't watched their pod yet, but I'm gonna just send shots anyways because fuck them and their pod is bad and this and that." And I'm like, "Oh,
Hmm.
so you're not even gonna give us the time to listen to the bullshit you provided us with?" And then from there, I mean, he wasn't wrong. We did send shots his way, but like to not even
Oh, I'll say it again. Fuck you, Alex.
like he gave us a blanket ass just shots at our way. Literally he just closed his eyes, pulled the trigger, and just shot randomly.
Yeah. We got beef with you, birthday boy, bitch. Watch this. Listen to the podcast, motherfucker. Just watch that dumbass movie. But anyways, all with all that beefing to the side. Happy birthday, Alex.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hopefully,
yeah,
you had a
yeah.
good one. Um, and yeah, that's it. That's enough of that. Uh, Before we get into it, one quick last thing. Hector, how was your week? How was your week since our last podcast?
Oh my god, it's been one busy, busy week. I've been I mean, I feel like we talked about this in the last one, but like, phase four of Chicago kind of lifted, so or rather we're moved into it. So we're allowed to do a lot more things, go out of our homes, dude. As long as we wear masks. So please, people, if you're listening to this, for the love of God, wear your mask. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's better
Mm-hmm.
long term. However, as long as you wear a mask, you can do plenty of things. You can go out to restaurants, things like that. So I actually took advantage of doing certain things like that, and it's been fun, but it's been very, very hectic and busy. Work has been incredibly busy as well, surprisingly, to like a whole new degree, considering it's still kind of Rona season, but people are still going out to shop and things like that. But other than that, it's been good. I feel like things are starting to get closer to normal than it obviously has been for the past few months. So thank God. Um, but I mean, other than that, yeah, that's just kind of how it's been for me. But Rafa, how has it been for you?
Uh, Pretty good. Pretty chilled out. I caught up. I'm all the way caught up with Fire Force.
Ooh.
Finished it yesterday. So man,
Okay.
that anime's going in. I'm totally digging it. Can't wait to see what this new season, a little bit spoiler, but what this new season's gonna bring around.
Mm-hmm.
4th of July was fun.
Ooh,
Chilled out with some
yes,
of the boys. Saw some of the fire. Those fireworks were going nonstop. I mean, they're still going on right now.
they
And
are.
it's Monday, and I can hear them. No, yeah, it was a good week. Work, just like you're saying, work and stuff like that. And yeah, man, people are starting to go out. Yeah, even the Roni's still out there. Just as long as they have the mask on, people don't care. They want to go out. They want to have fun. A certain friend of ours, Hector. I don't want to say any names, but he's been fucking up the town left and right,
Ooh.
man. A buddy of ours. I don't want to say who it is, but he leaves Friday afternoon. Doesn't come back till Monday morning, dude.
Oh my
This
God,
guy
is it
is
the
fucking
tan?
it up. I ain't gonna say.
Put my ear to the streets, brother man. I think I
You know
know.
the streets be talking. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh
anyways,
my God.
just throwing a little shade out there for that specific person. Not a big deal. Anyways, yeah, we had a good week. I think that's some of it. We had a good week. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The good summary.
Yeah.
Good week. That's
Great,
all it
great.
is.
Thank you. I'm really good summary. So, moving on to the next thing, right? Now we're finally starting into some of the anime and stuff like that. Um, our first segment. This is a really quick thing I want to bring up to you, Hector,
Oh, okay,
that I
okay.
saw
Lay it on me.
on our channel. It is comments. It's your comments. That's a song I
It's your
made up for it.
comments, comments.
Yeah, so this is a little segment we like to do here at the Bento Boxcast, where your comments on our videos here on YouTube. We look at them. Oh, ooh, Hector, let's read this one. Ooh, look at
Ooh,
this one, Hector.
talk to
This
me.
one right here. So I have one picked out for you.
Oh,
It was about 3 days ago, 4 days ago. Someone posted in our on one of our videos. It is from episode 2 of the Bento Boxcast, where we
oh,
talk about best anime on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, go check it out, fellas out
definitely
there
check it out.
listening, and girl fellas. I forgot about y'all. So this specific person, his name is Jose. I'm hoping I'm not fucking up your name, dude. Guevara. Guevara. I don't know. Pretty sure I screwed up your name. I'm sorry. It says here, is there a reason Rafa is acting like a bully? Question mark. Oof,
I
that hit me hard.
did see that.
That hit me hard.
Oh,
Oof, that hit me hard back that I got stabbed. I feel like I'm being attacked here.
prison shank.
And I'm getting prison shanked over here. I don't know what's going on. Um you know what, Mr. Guavara? You're not the first person to tell me that I've been somewhat aggressive on these podcasts. It's I've been going to anger management. I'm trying to get it under control. I know I've said shush and shut the fuck up to Hector a couple of times. Believe me, I've heard people have told me that I need to chill out a bit. So if I am coming off aggressive or like a bully, I don't mean to. I get hyped sometimes, and my I get loose with my words. But at the end of the day, there's no disrespect coming from me. I'm not trying to bully nobody. Hector, am I bullying you?
I'm gonna hark it back to something you said in one of the pods, actually the pod that you were on with Alex and John on the Plan Pod. You're gonna get canceled, dude. That's it. I'm gonna make it happen. Cancel
Oh my
culture is a
God,
thing.
it's over. It's
Come back in
over
a
for
year.
me. Hector, shut up. See what I say. I'm gonna beat you up, Hector. I'm gonna give you wedgies.
Oh
Um,
shit! No, but it's all love. It's really,
it's a love
we don't
wedgie
take it
though.
to offense.
Yeah. But no, thank you for the comment. And yeah, I'm sorry I seem aggressive to you. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. But yeah, no, I'm, I'm not a bully. I don't know what to say. I don't want to say to that. Jeez. Moving on from that. We are going into the
Oh,
news with
okay.
our news correspondent, Hector, the Dirty South guy. Hector, you're from the Dirty South now. I
I
just
know.
that
I was
just
like, where
okay.
did all that come
Yeah, I
from?
don't know. It just popped in my head. So you're from the Dirty South now.
Oh,
So
okay, 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 okay. So, today's news is a very special one, very near and dear to my heart. It is about an anime that I absolutely love, but it comes to you with a twist, guys. So, Rafa, I don't know if you knew this, but as of, late, a lot of animes like to get picked up by studios from like Amazon or things like that and then, put into live action, which is crazy, right? Um,
right.
the latest one that I've heard, uh, there is one company, I don't recall exactly which one it is. Actually, Netflix. So Netflix is going to be doing two really, really cool live action adaptations. Uh, one of which is going to be Cowboy Bebop. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh
Um,
man, this been in talks for a long
exactly. But
time.
here's the bonus part. So the people who are going to be creating that Cowboy Bebop is also going to be making a One Piece live action adaptation straight to
Oh,
Netflix. And
okay.
here is the part that this is why it's so important for this news segment. So the original creator, which is Echiro Oda, hopefully I didn't say his first name incorrect. Or I forget, right? So like in Japan, it's like last name first and then first name, right?
Yeah, it's last name and first name.
Okay, so yeah, so it's Echiro Oda. Um, however that goes. He has publicly said that he does not want his characters to be tarnished. So he wants a diverse cast, which is really, really awesome because here's the curveball to it. So when Oda created each character for the Straw Hats, which are the main crew members of the story that we're watched as a whole, he had specific like identities and ethnicities that were attached to each single character. So he said he wanted to do was he wanted to cast people who are actually part of that ethnic background as the characters. So, for
That's
example,
cool.
yeah, it's really really cool. So, like for example, Luffy, who is the main character of the show, is uh, based off of Brazil or Brazilians. Zoro, which is the samurai of the group, is based from Japan. Nami is from Sweden. Usopp is from Africa. Sanji is from France. Chopper is from Canada. Robin is from Russia. And Frankie is from America, as well as Brooke, who is from Austria. So he wants these cast specific roles to be filled by people of those ethnic backgrounds, at least from my understanding, which I think is such a special, special thing. I do believe it's going to be in English. I could be, surprised, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be an English live action adaptation. So seeing these people from different backgrounds play these roles is like it's really really crazy and really really cool. It's something that hasn't exactly been done before. I also think there hasn't been an anime that has like cultural backgrounds or that these characters are based off of like this, or at least to this extent. But like it's really really cool to see that the creator himself said, hey, I really want this to happen, and I think he has a pretty big say on the outcome of it. So that's really really cool to see. I'm super interested to see how this works. I think One Piece is one of those live action adaptation or just animes in general that I don't know how well it's gonna do. I have high hopes for it. Same thing for Cowboy Bebop, even though that's been talked about for a very very long time, or at least in the talks here and there. Um, but yeah, like Cowboy Bebop, I can see it as a good live action, but One Piece it's kind of like crazy with all the crazy effects and like the way it's gonna go from anime. I don't know if they're gonna do CGI or like special effects and things like that. So it's really 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 interesting. But I just kind of want to hear your take on that, like hearing cast specific nationalities and things like that for the leads, as well as like how well they're going to stick to, when it comes to source material and then creating new material for Netflix, or adapting it differently for live action.
It's first, it's awesome that that's what the creator's pushing. And hopefully, like you said, that he has a big hand in the production, because a lot of the times some of these guys don't either they don't give a fuck,
Yeah.
or they don't have any power in it because of just the contract that's worked out or whatever, and they're kind of like shit out of luck, and they just gotta watch their shit get fucked up. So it's really cool to see that he wants to be part of it. He wants to like make sure like, hey, get this right. This is how I want it. That's really cool. Really cool to see. Um, Now the only thing that I'm kind of wondering about is that especially with One Piece, is like, what are they going to show? Are they just going to show kind of like maybe the first arc, or are they going to take bits and pieces of different arcs and kind of make their own new, like kind of like a new story, a new take? Like, cause you already know more than anybody else, One Piece has to be like the longest running anime like
It's
ever.
long.
Like
And
I,
to kind of talk to what you were saying, I have on good assumptions, it's not 100%, but it's a good assumption that the first season that's going to come out for the show is going to be on the first arc of One Piece. So, for example, it'll be
so it's gonna be so it's seasons, not a movie.
yeah, yeah. So it's going to be like straight up like a live action season series.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like a movie. Okay, I must have misheard you. Okay, if it's a series, then oh shit, fun. They got time or whatever. They could do arcs and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be really interesting. I probably should have mentioned that too while I was bringing it up, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, it's gonna be a series where they're gonna go from arc to arc. I don't know how much they're gonna do because, like you said, this is as of now, right? Talking about it, it's at 700, almost 800 episodes, basically. In the anime alone, in the manga, it's like way past that. Um, but there's a lot of material to go through, so I don't know how it's gonna work out. I just hope they just do it justice. But
Yeah,
I'm also gonna come in with like really low expectations because I have no idea how well this will adapt into live action.
yeah. It's gonna be really interesting to see because there in Japan, there's always live adaptation of anime into movies and the TV shows, but we haven't really gotten anything like that other than like some really shitty movies here and there. We haven't really gotten a live adaptation of an anime to a TV show that we could kind of watch here, right? Like it's all mostly just in Japan. So it'd be really cool to see how Netflix is going to transition it for pretty much a worldwide audience, not just for
Yeah.
Japanese viewers. So really cool to see what they do with it. If One Piece, they have more than enough material to pick from, uh, and with Cowboy Bebop, it's not as long, of course not, but Cowboy Bebop has a lot. It's just such a classic anime that I'm pretty sure they'll have no trouble adapting that too. Now that I don't know if that's gonna come out, man, because that's been in talks for a long time
Yeah.
that Netflix is gonna do that. So who knows? But hopefully, they do uh, finish both of these projects and they do come out because even if they suck, like we just need more anime stuff out there.
We really do,
We
yeah.
need some more things are kind of switch things up. There's not saying there's nothing wrong with how it is now, but
Hmm.
like I would like to see more adaptations, more. especially like live action adaptations, to see what other people see, well, how other people think about these animes and stuff like that. And it could also reach a bigger audience, you know, because some people out there have this mindset of, oh, it's cartoons. I don't watch cartoons. Cartoons are for kids, type of mindset. We know a few, we know some. I know one specific person I'm thinking about right now. I ain't gonna say his name, but I'm pretty sure I know. I'm pretty sure he knows I'm talking about him. But he has that attitude of, "Oh, cartoons are for kids. I'm not a kid, so I'm not gonna watch it." You know.
As soon as
So
you said it like that, I think I know who you're talking about. But anyways, go ahead.
right, you know. So hopefully with this, it'll kind of start opening eyes more to people who are, you know. Oh no, cartoons! No, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to watch it. Cartoons is it's either SpongeBob or it's The Simpsons. I'm not gonna watch that or Family Guy, and that's not my thing. You know, and it sucks because there's a lot of really good storytelling going on in anime that people miss out because it's like, oh, it's cartoons. I don't want to watch that shit. So maybe through this, you know, through these adaptations that Netflix is doing, people will be able to see, you know, the other side. Be able to see some really good storytelling.
Yeah, I mean,
And, you know, what better way to start it off with one of the best, Cowboy Bebop, and one of the strongest long-running shows, One Piece.
yeah, I think that's the other thing too. Like, I really hope. I feel like One Piece is definitely a stretch, but I feel like there are certain animes that will do great as a live action adaptation. For example, the one we talked about in a previous pod, you know, Promise Neverland. I think that that has such a
Hmm.
good chance of becoming a good action adaptation of an anime. I feel like there's so many others. Honestly, I feel like Cowboy Bebop would be a great live action adaptation.
Yeah.
Um, Even though I haven't, you know, finished it, from what I've seen, I think it'd be a great way to, you know, segue people from this live action adaptation to like maybe kind of open the door for them into saying like, hey, if you really like this, you'll find similar storylines but in actual animation. Give it a shot. If you actually enjoy the story of this, you can also watch, you know, the original, the source material where you saw it, or where they got this from, and then, you know, it kind of branches them out into the anime world. But yeah, I mean, I think that's my biggest thing though. Like, I just hope this one comes out great, but two also kind of like opens the door for good, and I stress this, good anime to be turned into live action, because it's there's just so much, and there's just so much weird shit that like I don't think, get from the good pile. Don't reach for some crazy ass animes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think they're gonna take some like some etchy harem shit. Like, yeah, I think that's strictly gonna stay over there. Like, I don't think that's gonna ever transition here. But I think that would be pretty much it, right, Hector?
Yeah, I mean,
You got
that's
nothing
all the
else for
news I got
us?
for you guys this week.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Hector, for the news. All right, moving on from there. We're not done with Hector, y'all. We're still
Oh,
gonna have to listen to him a little bit
true.
more. So, this is your turn to give the lovely listeners out there your suggestion, your recommendation, your pick of slapped on anime. Huh?
Well, guys, we have a good one for you today. I honestly don't know if you've heard of this, so I'm gonna first kind of pitch it to you to see what you think.
Okay.
Um, so there's this anime called Joker Game. Have you ever heard of it?
Joker game. No, I'm gonna say no.
Okay,
Just
so
gonna say
basically,
no.
how it works is it's an anime based in the autumn of 1937 as the coals of the World War II are beginning to smolder. Um, so it is kind of a historical piece, but what's cool about it is following an agency, right? Like a team of spies. It's called D Agency, and basically how it works is there are a variety of characters that are all spies and have their special, unique skills and fields that they work in. So some of them are like, for example, they play off as a soldier for the enemy, and then they kind of like do some cool spy stuff. But this is it's like a it's one of those like, I don't want to call it a drama, but it's one of those suspenseful type spy animes where you see these
Like a
interchangings.
thriller.
Exactly, there you go. So it's more of a thriller, suspenseful type anime. It's really really cool. It's really really different, and each episode, for the most part, for the first beginning half of it, it shows you different storylines for different characters. And then as you see and as you go along, you see that each single episode actually webs off into another one and connects with certain events with other things. And it's really, really, really interesting. It's one of those animes that even I didn't think I was going to get into, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed. And so the choice of these members that join this agency are like super strict. They have to go through rigorous training, and only the best of the best can join. So kind of like what's that? The Hitman. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of extraneous crazy stuff. And they do this all types of things. And so you see how these different spies go throughout this time period of World War II, and kind of impact the war in whatever way they do. And there's actually, I believe, like some heart wrenching moments where certain things happen to certain characters, and in the end, it feels really, really, honestly, really, really paid off. It's really cool. I think it's super, super cool. There's twists and turns at each corner, and unfortunately, there's only 12 episodes, so it's not a huge, watch. But at the same time, I really wish there was more. Um, but for the most part, that is 100% one of the animes that I think is very, very slept on and that I really, really enjoyed.
Oh shit, okay. It looks really fucking cool. By the way, just I was kind of looking it up as you were speaking. I think I know why you want to recommend the show. I can tell right away. Uh, the studio that worked on the show is Production IG, which is the same studio that works on Haikyuu, whatever that one. The volleyball show. I fucked up the
You're
whole
right. Yeah,
name.
no, Haikyuu, yeah.
Haikyuu, yeah. So it's the same studio that works on your one of your favorite shows ever, the volleyball show. So it makes sense. That's why you like it.
Uh, Let me be honest,
But
I
the
didn't
production
even know
actually,
that.
yeah, well, production actually does great work, by the way. So, no, it sounds really fucking cool. It kind of reminded me of I don't know if you heard of the show called Bakuno.
I have not watched it at all though, but I've definitely heard
That's
that.
good too. That one's a really good one. But Bakuno's more. I don't want to say it's pretty serious, but it still kind of has like a little bit more of playful kind of stylized to kind of like a style to it.
Okay.
The one you're talking about, Joker game, it sounds like it's straight like serious thriller,
Yeah, it's
like
super
no
cool.
games,
Hmm.
like it's straight up like in your like yeah, it sounds badass. I'm for sure gonna check it out. Like that caught my interest for sure.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. I think it's one of those where I didn't, like I said, I didn't expect to watch this when it first came out all those years ago, because this is a pretty, I don't want to call it old, but it's definitely a past season anime from years ago. But it's definitely worth a watch. I think it's a special type of anime that you don't really get a lot, or at least I personally don't really watch as much. Um, and truthfully, I don't think I've really seen a lot of this like genre type of anime like kind of come out as of recent. That like during this time period, I don't know if you remember, but this kind of came out around the time where 91 Days came out.
I remember that one days, yeah.
Yeah, so this is kind of like around that time period. For those of you that also don't know, 91 Days is a great anime. It's about mobsters. It's about double crossing. It's crazy. It's cool. Rafa and me back in the ooh, I'm forgetting the name. The anime channel that we used to have, or rather, you used to have on Geek Jar 3000.
Otaku.
Otaku, there you go. Yeah, so yeah, we kind of did when we kind of first started a pod back then. This was one of the animes that we talked about.
That's the only time I talk
Yeah,
about, yeah,
so
for sure.
if you haven't watched that one, go watch that one too. It's really, really good.
Uh, Joker game is from 2016,
Oh,
so about 4 years.
okay,
About 4 years. Yep.
it's not too bad, but definitely one of those where you kind of got to go down the rabbit hole a little bit. But go watch it. Joker game, slept on anime. It's great. I enjoyed
For
it.
sure, slept on. Yeah, 'cause I didn't even. Yeah, I had no idea about this anime. Awesome. Thank you, Hector. That was a great recommendation for slept on anime. Moving on from that, we're gonna talk about something that I don't know. I want to say if I've been regretting or not really looking forward to. Um, but it's something that we said we were gonna talk about, so fuck it, let's just get out the way. Hector, why do you like Sword Art Online, man? Come on, man, this show sucks, bro. Oh my god. Uh, so yeah, guys, we're gonna talk about Sword Art Online and why Hector likes it, and why I don't like it. Hector, go ahead. Just go ahead.
You don't sound too happy about this, but I'm gonna make it
Mm.
happen. This is for them. This is not for us, but this is also for me trying to beat this into
All
your
right.
head. Let me
I'm
tell
gonna
you.
save them.
Oh
Uh,
god. So I want to start this off by saying SAO for short, Sword Art Online. It has a phenomenal season one. It is an isekai, but a very special kind. To not spoil too much, because for the most part you kind of understand this in the first episode. But Kirito is the main protagonist of the show. He is then also joined by a female lead her name is Asuna, and so them two decide to go into this virtual reality world. And so what ends up happening is they get stuck in that world through their VR headset, but if they take it off, they essentially die. And it is a crazy thing where they have to live in this world for X amount of time and they have to go through these trials and tribulations to get to be able to leave this world. And you see some crazy things. It's based off of like a video game type thing. So they all have levels, they have skills that they use. So it's really cool in the sense that like it's not a full on isekai where you know you die and then you go to a fantasy world, but it's kind of in a similar vein where they're in their quote unquote real world, and then from there they're stuck in a virtual world. So it's cool. It's unique. It's really crazy. Trust me, you'll see some of these action scenes, and I'm sure you've seen them here and there. It's actually one of the promotional little scenes that they show in like the Crunchyroll ads. Kirito's fighting the Minotaur. It's super cool. I think it's phenomenal. Now, this is where my opinion gets a little convoluted, a little controversial. I actually enjoyed the following seasons afterwards. So,
oh Lord, have mercy. I'm already disagreeing with season one, but Jesus Christ, season real. Okay, continue.
so
Continue.
what you're gonna understand here, right? Or what I want you guys to understand rather is season two, if I'm correct, is where they kind of go into a different world where instead of their mythical fantasy creatures and things like that, he actually ends up going to actually yeah, so he goes to a different world where it's fairies and things like that, and then he has to go through that storyline. I think the end payoff cut like cutscene type situation is what kind of makes it better for me because I will say it was a little slow, but the end was great. It was phenomenal. I enjoyed that final boss scene and things like that in that situation. The third season was called Gun Gale, Sword Art Online Gun Gale. Um, and that one was sick. That has to do with so it's instead of swords and things like that, he goes to a different fantasy world where or virtual world where it's guns and snipers and things of that nature, and he has to fight in this huge tournament called Gun Gale. Oh no, it's the Tournament of Bullets or something like that. It's sick. That one is a lot better than the second one, 100%. So I will say first, third, and then honestly, this newest season that we will also get into a little bit later. Sword Art Online Alicization is super cool. I've actually enjoyed it a lot. I think I just am a fanboy of the entire show. I will say season two kind of fell off a little bit. It's the disappointing child of the group, but I mean, trust me, like if you tough it through that, you get to Gun Gale. Gun Gale's good, and then you move on to the fourth season Alicization. And this entire thing, which is cool, is like a giant story arc, right? So you go from season one, there's part of season one gets into season two, part of season two goes into season three, and it's just like a giant flowing ribbon that you see, and it's segmented by the seasons. There's just so much cool action, especially when like for certain, I don't know, animes that are kind of they have like for production value they put certain money in certain scenes, right? So they'll say, okay, we're gonna throw a little bit extra money to do certain fight scenes and things like that. I think Sao, one of the coolest part is when it's supposed to be an important fight or like a huge showing of the character's abilities, they show out, man. Like the action scenes are super dope. So even the little scenes where like for example, in Gun Gale, there's a scene where Kirito shows off his agility, his knowledge of gaming, and how he understands just how cool he himself is and how unique he is compared to other quote unquote gamers in the VR world. And it's also a very iconic scene. You might have seen it floating around YouTube and things like that. But he like does this mini game where he has to get closer and closer to this robot, and the robot changes its shooting style every time. So he'll do like a linear shots, and you dodge him, you get closer. The closer you get, the faster he shoots. And then at the very end, he does a special move that is like impossible to avoid, but somehow some way he does it. I'm not going to explain anymore because it'll be spoiling it, but it's super cool. I think the little moments is what makes it good for me. I think some of the storyline is kind of okay at best. There are certain points when it's phenomenal. I think season 1 was great. That forever will be why I love the show. I think season 1 hooked me really hard. Season 2, like I said, it was okay. Season 3 was, I actually really enjoyed it a lot. Season 4 and 5, which is what we're currently on, um, I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's unique too as well. But I mean, I just think, like I said, the little moments is what gets me. The moments where they need to be impactful, they hit hard, and I think that's why I enjoy it so much. I get why it doesn't like it's a well loved anime, but I get why a lot of people don't like it. Um, but I want to hear why Rafa doesn't like it specifically. So that's my little tidbit. Rafa, tell us why you don't like it.
Oh, you're done?
Oh, I'm done.
Mm. Let me tell you. All right, everybody listen up here. Let me tell you why this show sucks. And do not waste your time watching this show.
Oh.
Okay? Because, first of all, this show needs to end. All right? They're like on season 5 with 10,000 spin offs and with 50 movies. This show needs to end. It's already going too long. Okay? Number one. Number two, uh, season 2 is the worst out of all of them.
Agreed.
Season 2 ruined the character. One of the main characters completely fucked it up for that character. Okay, the one thing that I actually enjoyed from Sword Online, they fucked it up, and I I kind of have to spoil a little bit. So if you don't want to be spoiled, then just skip ahead. I don't know. What's the name of the girl with the orange hair?
Yeah, Asuna, the main girl.
Asuna.
Yeah.
Season 1, she was a badass.
Agreed.
She was fucking shit up left and right. She didn't need Kirito to save her. Badass. My favorite character. Season 2 comes around. She's a damsel in distress for the whole season. She gets captured, and that guy, he is like borderline raping her. People listen to me, raping her, right? And so they took this character who was this badass who could stand on her own 2 feet, who he needed nobody, could do whatever the fuck she wanted, into a damsel in distress princess. She needs to be saved by the main guy.
Yeah.
What happened there? Why do you do that? Hmm?
I mean,
Why do
the
you do
the
that?
story kind of explains it a bit. I don't like it. No, don't get me wrong. I don't like it. Like
No,
I said, season
no.
2 is the worst out of
They
all the
fucked it up.
seasons.
They
But
fucked it up. But let me go back to season 1. Let me go back to season 1. Remember in season 1, okay, first of all, Kirito is too overpowered from the jump, from the start. All right, and I'm pretty sure you've heard about this, Hector. I'm pretty sure people out there listening who know about Sword Art Online also know about this. It's I never heard about Mary Sue. It's like a saying when it comes to like stories and things like that, where um, the main character tends to be overpowered, or
yeah,
things tend to happen for the character to be able to get out of certain situations, and the character always knows and shit like things like that. It's called a Mary Sue, or I forgot the male version of the saying, but for all intents and purposes, Kirito is a Mary Sue. He knows everything. He's super smart. He's the best at everything. Nobody could beat him. No matter what challenges he gets in his face, he's gonna overcome it. Don't worry, Kirito's here to save everybody. He's the next Jesus, if you will. Okay? Bullshit. Where's the conflict? How am I supposed to invest myself into a character who is the best of the best, who can never be defeated? Where is he gonna struggle? Where's the struggle? If I've already known from the jump that this guy is the best of the best, number one, he's the fucking Jesus Christ of anime. Why the fuck should I even care? Why should I watch? You know what I'm saying? From the beginning, they fucked that up. Now, my biggest problem with season one is I think halfway through they end up Kirito and I forgot her name again.
Asuna.
Asuna. Um they end up finding a program or whatever, and it looks like a little girl, and like and they're like, oh, we're gonna adopt her or whatever. And like the second this little program girl gets introduced to the show, it's all fucked from there on out because the she is Deus Max. Fuck, I'm gonna fuck up the saying. She's a Deus Machina or Maximus, whatever the fuck you say that damn saying. Incarnate. She is with any problem they have, anything that goes wrong they have. She is the solution. She knows how to figure it out. She got the answers. It doesn't fucking matter. She can hack the mainframe and find out all the info they need. Like, bro, it's like
I mean, there's
if
a
you
reason for
oh
that
look
though.
here we go. Oh, there's a reason. Yeah, there's a reason why my wee wee is 2 inches small, Hector. I don't know what to tell you, bro. All right, we could make excuses left and right for these guys. No, it's fucked. It's stupid. Okay, it's dumb. Okay, it's not enough. See, oh my God, Hector, it is not enough. They make Kirito this unstoppable human being, no, not even a stoppable god, a demigod that cannot be beat. Now they have to give this guy access to the actual mainframe of the damn game they're in. It's like, bro, when is it gonna stop? Right? That's season one. Fuck season one. Season two, like I said, the best character in the show becomes a plot device at the end of the day, becomes a objective for Kirito to go save, right? And on top of that, the main guy is just completely creepy as fuck. He wants to rape her. He wants to touch her. He's doing some real nasty shit. Like that was
Yeah.
super uncomfortable to see.
Hmm.
Did not like that, right? So that's season two. Fuck season two. Season three comes around, and like by this point in time in the show, everybody, because Hector's talking about like, oh, they all connect. But this point in time in the show, they're already out of the game. The original problem of them being stuck in the game gets solved, right? They're out of the game. And season three and Gun Gale, it turns out that someone is somehow killing people again in the game. I think that's what it was, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Um, but but you weren't stuck in the game, right? So you can take off the helmet and go on about your fucking day or whatever, right? If I remember this correctly. Um,
Sorta, yeah.
what?
So like the plot for that was like it was a specific character in the game which was the bad guy, the main villain, right? And so if he
Right.
killed you in the game,
You die in
somehow
real
you
life.
die in real life. Yeah, so like
Right.
he would shoot him with a bullet, right, with inside the game and kill them in game, but then turns out that in real life they're actually dead, and they're like, how is
Yeah.
that possible? Because it's VR, like you said, they could take off the helmet, it's just fine, but then you find out why. It's crazy. But yeah, for the most part, you're right.
So, so yeah, so then they're like, "Oh, who's gonna help us figure this out?" Oh, hold up, everybody. I got Kirito on speed dial. Let me call him up.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Hey, Kirito, we need you to figure this shit out for us because you already went through all that bullshit. Go ahead and jump in again. Don't worry. It's okay if you don't have it. Who cares if you might be traumatized and scarred from all the bullshit you already went through? Go ahead and figure this out for us. Thanks, dude. Thanks. All right, fine. Give it to Kirito. He's unstoppable anyways. He'll figure it out. Another problem I have with this show is on top of Kirito being this demigod that cannot be stopped by anything, who can solve every problem, who can dual wield in a game that there's no dual wielding, and Gun Gale where the worst weapon in the game is a sword, or I think it was they're saying it
Yeah, it
was
was
like
like
the
a
sword,
photon sword. Yeah.
which is a lightsaber, but legally we can't say it's a lightsaber, it's a photon sword. But somehow this man picks it up and oh shit, he's the master of the sword and he could stop bullets and okay, sure, fuck it, whatever. It's Kirito. What? Well, expect nothing less
What
from
did you
the god
expect?
Kirito. Exactly. On top of all this, on top of all this bullshit. it's not enough that Kirito already has his love of his life, Azuna. Of course, he has to have his harem of women following him
Ah,
around.
yes, the harem.
Am I wrong?
No, you're
Am
not
I
wrong.
no? No. He has he has his cousin, his big titty cousin, that's following him around, and she's like, "Oh, Kirito, give me the dick, Kirito."
It's
And
very
it's like,
weird.
no, and it's like, no, bro, we're cousins. But she's like, no, I still want the dick. It's that little girl. I can't remember her name, but the one with the little dragon
I don't
from the
remember
sea.
most of their names either,
Yeah,
so yeah.
who? Yeah, see, and that's another. They're all forgettable. Who cares, right? And then there's the new one in season 3 that gets brought in, the girl with the big ass sniper rifle,
Hmm.
right? And it's like, and then it's like, oh, when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, oh maybe they're gonna bring another, badass level character here, another Azuna before became a rape object. Oh shit, here we go. 5 minutes in, they put the camera up her ass, shooting the sniper rifle.
I do
Oh,
remember that.
oh, okay. Another eye candy for Kirito. So once he gets bored of the Azuna, he go fuck around with some of these other girls. All right, sure, why not? At this point, Hector, I said, fuck this show. I am done. I'm not giving the show any more of my goddamn time. I am not wasting my time with this show. This show already took enough from me. I am done with the show. I cut the show off. I said, fuck you, show. I will see you in hell. Goodbye. I sent it off in the river, and I gave it a Viking funeral,
Fire arrow
but
burned it up
yeah,
shreds.
but I was spitting on everything, so I wasn't being respectful. I was cursing at it, and I peed on the boat. So then I
Jesus, the
shot my arrow.
visual.
Yeah, I shot my arrow. It cut off. The boat's on fire, and then there's Kirito. Ah, he's on fire and shit. And I threw a grenade in there, and then it blew up. Fuck Sword Art Online. The only people listening, the only good thing that came out of Sword Art Online, and I'll say it once again, and I said it before, it's fuck, I can't remember the full name. It's Sword Art Online,
Gun Gale Online
Gun
Alternative.
Gale. Thank you, Gun Gale Alternative, which is a side story, nothing to do with Kirito. Woo!
Nothing at all.
Already, on a great start. Step number one: take out Kirito. Already loving it, Hector. Already, oof, yes, sir. And you know what it does, Hector?
uh,
Instead of of this stupid ass show with this stupid ass premise of if you're stuck in a video game, you die in real life. Instead of doing all that dumb shit, even though it's still in the same universe, not
mhm.
taking that away, in this universe and Gun Gale Alternative, Kirito's still alive. Like they're still in the same world, right? I'm not taking that away from the show. They're still in the same world. But instead of doing all that bullshit, the show said, "Hey, let's actually have fun. Let's actually have characters who are entertaining, who are not overpowered demigods enjoy the game and have a good time." And
True.
yes, there was some drama, there was some kind of things in here and there, with the characters, but it wasn't this forced scenario of, oh, you're stuck in the game, and if you die in the game, you fucking die. It was more like it was a scenario between people, interactions between other people. If you know what I'm talking about, Hector. Well, I'm not trying to give it
I do.
away, right? So Gun Gale Alternative is really cool to see because there's the main character. You see this main character. Um, they evolve in a sense, like the personality. Uh, they're not the same from episode 1 to the last episode. They're not the same person. You see
Yeah.
them their character grow. Um, and also through all of this, this is the thing that I love about Gun Gale Alternative. Through everything that's happening, our character, the main character, could say, "You know what? Fuck it, I am done," and just turn off the game and just walk away. She could have done that at any point in time, but she didn't. She stuck around, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't take. And this is the other thing I love about this spinoff is that it does not take itself serious. It's not trying to act. It's not going for the Oscar of anime, which doesn't exist. Sword Online other than Gun Gale Alternative, this is my main problem with the show, Hector. It takes itself too serious.
Okay.
Okay, it takes itself too serious. It's like, oh man, man, how's character gonna get out of this one, y'all? Oh shit. Oh man, look at Ozuna. Look, Ozuna, man, she got captured, bro. What the fuck? Oh shit, what's character gonna do? And I don't know what the fuck's going on now with the rest of the show. I don't care anymore. I'm not gonna watch
Oh
it.
man, dude.
Okay,
See,
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
but like that's the
Okay.
problem though. All the things you're like
No, no,
complaining
no, no,
about are
no,
happening
no,
in the
no,
new
no.
show. Granted, oh dude, I'm telling you, he literally takes a backseat in the fucking anime in the
You know
latest
why?
season.
You know
It's
why he take a
crazy
backseat? You
because
know why he
people
take
complain because of what you said. I
exactly,
know, but he
exactly.
takes a backseat and it's like,
A
oh
little
my
too
god,
late. A little too late. All right. And what do they do? Put another guy who's also Mary Sue.
a girl.
Yeah. Someone watch. Oh, girl, great. Someone watch somebody else who's overpowered.
Yeah,
She
she
just has.
well, she isn't, and like you, oh man, like I don't want to spoil it for any of those who actually want to give this show a chance. But like Alicization is
You
like
shouldn't.
something happens to Kirito where he becomes incapacitated and a vegetable basically, and somebody has to take care of him, and he actually becomes like it's dude. It's so complicated that it's hard to explain without spoiling it. But it's essentially he gets called up by like the police again to do something, and then he does
Of
it,
course.
and then it backfires, and so other people have to come to rescue him now, and it's this weird, crazy like AI world instead of like virtual reality, and like these AI people in there essentially have souls that were they're like database souls, and it's like the conflict of like if we delete this database soul, does it count as like murder and like things like that, and it's crazy. But Kirito for the first half of the season, so it's actually not like so it's for the fourth season, he kind of takes a there's like a duo ship type role of the two main characters, Kirito and his other half. So they're the main characters. They're not OP, but they're still really really strong. And then
OP.
yeah, for the most part. And then in the second following season, which is season 5, that's where like Kirito takes a huge backseat. But like there's definitely a lot more of like, oh, Kirito is losing this fight. He's not gonna come out. Like eventually he'll be successful, but in the initial encounters he gets beat, or like there's no way he can win, so he escapes and things like that. It's definitely feels more of a MMORPG type feel. Like that's what the entire show is basically, right? An MMORPG, but a virtual reality one. But yeah, like this specific last 2 seasons are by far. It's not my favorite because season 1 will always be my favorite. But it's super high up there. It's like touching the crispy tip of it. So that's that.
Oh, okay. So you're telling me
Oh god, here
that
we
I
go.
have to sit through four stupid ass seasons to get to the one good season? Come on,
Four
Joe.
season 4 was good
No.
too. I enjoy season 4 and 5 are in tandem. They're together. They are grouped up as one, but just a
Either
continuation. It's
either
good.
way. Either way. Okay, let's just say that season 4 is good. Let's just say season 5 is great. I mean, I'd still have to go through 3 seasons.
Yeah,
Three
that's
seasons of
that's the
bullshit.
only side that I can see is arguable. Like you
So
kind of have
it's
to go through a mission.
it's like you're telling me, "Hey, eat this plate of shit." In the middle of it, there's a cookie. Okay. Oh shit, I love
So
cookies. Oh, but I don't like shit, Hector. I don't like shit. No, 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 Rafa, you gotta eat the shit. But don't worry, at the end there's a cookie. No, fuck you. I'm not gonna eat shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro,
I mean, I get it, and again,
Hector,
this is your
Hector.
opinion. But for
This is my
those
opinion.
that have a
Yes,
heart,
guys.
no,
Oh, don't
I'm
do
just
that.
kidding. I'm
No,
kidding.
no, no,
No, no,
no.
no.
Look, Hector, I get it. It's my opinion. Yes. And there's fans out there. There's a lot of fans out there. There's a reason why the show's still going on to this day. Because there are fans. I'm not denying that. Now these fans are stupid. I don't know about that. All right. Now I'm not a fan. I've tried. I gave it up to the third season, Hector. Right? It's not
That's
like I just
funny.
saw it's not like I just saw the first two episodes of season one, said fucking I'm out of here. I'm just gonna talk shit about Sword Art Online for the rest of my life. No, I actually gave it a chance. I actually wanted the show to be good, but the show failed once, twice, three times, over and over and over again. This show has failed me. This show fucking sucks. I'm done. And now, and you know what? And you could be right. I don't know. Season four, season five, there could be some really good shit. But I don't want to. I don't want to give it a chance. I'm done. It scarred me. It hurt me. It's like telling me go back to my ex. I'm like, no, I don't want to go back to my ex. Fuck her. She hurt me. You know, it's like that. Like, no, she's cool now. I can see her. I watch her all the time. Why the fuck are you looking? Why are you hanging out with my ex? Anyways, that's going off to a tangent. Um, yeah, no. I'm done with Sword Art Online. I'm not gonna watch it ever again. People, ah man, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. I say don't watch it, but Hector here is
See,
saying
I
to watch
say
it. So
watch it, but don't expect top tier god anime. Is my thing. At the end of the day, I say like it's a good anime. It has its faults. 100%. I fully agree. Some of the storylines are kind of whack. I'll give it that. For example, the daughter in the first season, some of the little side beeline stories in the second season. I think the third season as a whole is pretty good. And same thing for the fourth and fifth. But there are definitely its moments where it's kind of lacking. So my thing is, if you're gonna watch it, right, go in knowing that you should hold on to that grain of salt when you're watching this show because it's a doozy. But I'm telling you, when those moments hit, they hit. But yeah, if you get through all of season one, fantastic, cool, good for you. Season two, be prepared. It's by far the worst, and then it only goes up from there. So Godspeed, Spider-Man, if you can get through all that. But it is a lengthy watch. I will agree with Rafa. I don't know how many people are with binging, but yeah, you're gonna have to get through a lot to get to the pot of gold, and I'll give Rafa that one. I'll give you that one, Rafa.
thank
I
you.
also don't want to eat shit just to get to one fucking cookie, but
Right.
the cookie's good, man. It's a good cookie. That could be taken in so many contexts, bro.
I mean, all right, but once you get to the cookie, all you're gonna taste is shit because all you've been eating is shit.
Hey man, if you guys actually enjoy Sword Art Online, if you do give it a chance, tell us in the comments. Or if you hate it like Rafa, for whatever
Yeah,
other reason.
if right, if you guys are a fan of Sword Art Online and you think I'm wrong, let me know why I'm wrong. You know, who knows? Maybe you guys could convince me otherwise. Maybe give it another chance. Hector failed completely. He did a bad job because I still hate it. But you know, who knows? Maybe you guys can convince me. Or better yet, y'all can convince Hector to stop watching the show. That'd be
Ooh,
great,
that
right?
was gonna be a tough task to accomplish.
Mm. Um, well, anyways, let's agree to disagree.
Fine, we'll
I
deal
feel
with
like
it that way.
something. I feel like something that we're gonna do a lot here when it comes to certain anime. We're gonna agree and disagree. At the end of the day, I still love you, Hector. You're
Oh,
one of the best people ever. Um, but one thing that we can agree on, Hector,
ooh,
is that we're both super excited for the new season of anime, Summer 2020.
ooh, ooh,
It's
ooh.
already started. I think we're about a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we're gonna do today, y'all, listeners out there, is that we're gonna. Well, I have a few picked out that I'm interested that I kind of want to talk about a little bit. Hector has his picked out,
I
and
do,
we
I do.
also, yep, and we also have one. We also picked out one each that I would normally not watch. So I have one picked out that I honestly was like, nah, fuck this show. This show looks dope. I'm not gonna watch this. But you know what? I picked one out. I'm gonna give it a chance just in case. Hector also has one of his.
I do.
You want to start off, Hector, or you want me to start?
You know what? I think they've heard my
Yeah.
voice enough today, so we're gonna start
Oh,
off with
okay.
your top picks.
Okay, for sure, for sure. I'm gonna start off with this one called Great Pretender. Pretty sure I said that right. Oh wait, no, this is this isn't I'm sorry, this is not the wrong one. I pulled that from the wrong list. Sorry.
You're good.
That's not part of the season. Okay, it is. This is one. It's called Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out.
Ooh.
It's yeah, it's pretty much. Let me just read it from here. Let's see. Sakurai Shinichi's one wish is for a little peace and quiet, but as Azaki Hana, his boisterous, well-endowed underclassman, has other plans, and she wants to hang out and poke fun at him.
Ooh.
With the help of her chipper charm and peppy persistence, this might be the start of a beautiful relationship! Exclamation point. So it looks like it's a comedy pretty much. With like slice of life, etchy. Like the main girl, she has some big old titties, right? And it looks like they get in those situations that I talked about before, where they bump into each other, shit like that. So pretty much what because I saw the trailer, pretty much what the anime looks like it's gonna be is the main guy. He's a straight man. He's a serious dude. He wants to be left alone. And then there's the underclassman, which is the girl who is bothering him and who always wants to hang out and shit like that. And I guess and I'm assuming over time they're gonna become friends or who knows, they might even become a couple. Um, I'm not. It's not on top of my list. This is a show that I'm like, I'll give it a chance, but I don't. I feel like I'm not. I feel like I might end up dropping it. I'm like, I'm not super sold on the idea just yet. But I want to give it a chance. Who knows? Maybe the comedy's really good. Like I said, I'm not really that big fan of like etchy stuff. But who knows? Who knows? It might win me over. This is for sure on my more lower down on the list of shows that I'm looking into that I'm looking forward to.
Ooh, okay.
Who know? Um, another show that is when I saw this, I was like, "Oh shit, is this a continuation of this
I
show?"
know
It's
exactly which
not.
one you're about to say. I know
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. It's not, but it might as well be. It's called Monster Girl Doctor. So it is a doctor who is it's a human being, so he's a regular dude, and he's a doctor for monster girls. And his assistant or like the nurse is a snake girl. And he's helping out monster girls, and it looks like it's not rated MA like Monster Musume, so I don't know how like etchy quote unquote it's gonna get,
Ooh.
but looking at the trailer, it looks like it might go down that line. And honestly, it feels like a continuation or like a spin-off of Monster Musume.
Oh.
And I'm gonna watch it.
Uh,
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna see.
I got one
I don't know.
comment on that. I watched the first episode already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and it's not Monster Musume, but it's close.
Okay.
Literally, the first scene was it made me uncomfortable, and I was
Oh, wow.
uh, just to preface this, I did not fully expect this to be an etchy anime when I first saw it. I mean, in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, it says, I think it's like TV 14 is the rating it has on it or some shit like that. So it wasn't, like Rafa said, TVMA. But I was on the train heading to work watching this, and I quickly exited out. Because I'm like, yo, I mean, and I'm not listening to it out loud. I'm listening to it in my AirPods, but like at the same time, like it was one of those where, for example, you're at home and like there's a fight scene in the anime that you're watching, and that's what you see when you're alone, and then out of nowhere, your parents come in and it turns into like big titties on the screen and they ask you what you're watching. So I was afraid of some shit like that on the train because that first episode it starts off very explicit and it's dude, it's so weird. And just how normalized the doctor is to the things he's doing, but like as you're watching it, you're like, bro, you're dead ass just feeling this girl up, but all right, cool. Like, all
Uh-huh.
right, and it's just so funny. Yeah, I will say out of so far, I feel like I'm gonna continue watching this because it has its moments where it's funny and I think you're gonna like it a lot. It's not don't go in there thinking it's Monster Musume like we know and love, but yeah, it's a pretty good one.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting like I said, like a direct sequel or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But it does have like that feel to it, like, oh, it's gonna be like Monster Musume almost.
Oh yeah,
So I mean, uh, Monster Musume is my only guilty pleasure, so I'm gonna have to see what's this one's what's up with
you
this
might
one.
need to make some room.
Right, exactly. Another the continuing off of that, I feel like this is kind of going how my list goes because it's the first one's at the bottom, the monster doctor dude is kind of like okay, it's a little bit better, kind of feeling down a little bit
Oh
more.
okay.
This next one called Decadence.
Ooh,
Oh, I
I
said that
saw
right.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the trailer and I still have a lot of questions about it. But it looks like it's like kind of like a post-apocalyptic type thing where civilization, human beings or whatever, they they kind of like make gears and like I don't even know, I really don't know how to explain it. But like not like steampunk, but like kind of like in the vein of that, like where they have to like everybody's kind of like working on shit and everybody's like a mechanic or whatever or an engineer and they put things together and it's a really yeah it's I don't know the trailer didn't really give me much. I'm just gonna read the synopsis like fuck it
Yeah,
whatever. It
go for it.
says many years have passed since humanity was driven to the brink of extinction by the sudden emergence of the unknown life forms Gadol, Gadol, Gadol. Those humans that survived now dwell in a 3,000 meter, I'm assuming that means
Yeah, I think
meter,
so.
high mobile fortress, Decadence, built to protect themselves from the Gadol threat. Descendants of the Decadence fall into two categories: gears, warriors. Warriors who okay, so it's gear. Why the fuck? Oh, oh, I get what they're saying. So the warriors are called gears. That's what they're saying. So gears who fight the Godal daily, and tankers those without skills to fight. One day, Natsumi, a tanker girl who dreams of becoming a gear, meets Surly Kaburaji. Hopefully I didn't fuck that up. And armor repairman of decadence. This chance meeting between the seemingly two opposites, the girl with the positive attitude who never gives up on her dreams, and the realist who has given up on his, will eventually shake the future course of this world. So, not a lot of detail in that either. Post-apocalyptic. It sounds like they live like in a giant mech or something. I don't
Yeah,
know. It looks in.
it looks
I
cool.
mean, the trailer looked fucking cool, but again, like didn't really give me that a lot of information. But I'm interested in this one. Next one, oh man, I'm super hyped for this one.
Ooh.
I feel like this one, I'm hyped as fuck for this one. Like this might be my favorite one. This might be the one I'm looking forward to the most. It's called Rental Girlfriend. I think that's the English translation
Why
of
did I
it.
know this was gonna be on your list? I
Ooh,
knew.
baby, this is my shit. This is my shit right here. I didn't even watch the trailer. I just read the synopsis and I'm like, I am fucking sold. So pretty much, the main guy, he gets dumped by his girlfriend. He's like, man, fuck, my girl left me, man. I'm sad as fuck. So what he does, he gets an app where he can rent a girlfriend, right? So then he rents a girlfriend, and like they go on a date and everything, and then next thing you know, that he has to um, on like pretty much on the date that he's on, he has to go to the hospital because his grandma's in the hospital or some shit like that, and then excuse me, and then the rental girlfriend or whatever that's with him has to go with him, I honestly don't know exactly the reasons why, but she has to go with him. And then the grandma's like, "Oh, awesome, it's your girlfriend." And for whatever reason, they don't say why, but for whatever reason, from that point on, they have to pretend to be a couple for the grandma.
Oh my
So
god.
like to keep the illusion up to the grandma that they're a couple. So it sounds funny. Oh my God, I'm excited to watch this one. It sounds funny. It sounds like they're getting themselves in some dumb situations. I'm sold. I am sold on this anime, hands down. This is gonna be a great anime. I already love it, Hector. I already love it. And the last one. Oh man, this is a long ass list, Hector. Oh, why don't you let me go first? This last one that I picked out. And I'm pretty sure you also have picked out in yours, but it is the second season of Fire Force.
Ooh, ooh,
Ooh,
ooh.
baby, oof! This is my number one on my list. I literally went up the list.
That's cool.
If I
Okay.
had to, yeah, if I had to organize them, that's literally how I just went. I I just finished, like I said in the early end of the podcast, I just finished Fire Force season one. I watched it all. Just finished it yesterday. Now I watched the English dub. I know it's not gonna be English dub, but still, that's I'll either wait for the English dub or I'll just watch it subbed. Who cares? Doesn't really matter. Fire Force, it is a banger of a fucking anime, dude. This anime is
Banger.
badass. On top of that, by the way, David Production works on there's a studio that works on it. They're the guys who work on JoJo.
Ooh,
Love
I
it,
didn't know that. That's
love
cool.
it.
Okay.
Yep, love it. Animation. The animation of the show is well from season one is amazing. Some of those fight scenes, oh, the with the fire effects and all that shit, amazing. Awesome characters. You love these guys. I the way that season one ended, bro. Oh my God, what is gonna happen? What is gonna happen? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But what gets revealed to you towards the end of season one, bro? Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm
Oh
hyped for
man.
season two. I'm
Uh,
so hyped for
to
season
comment
two.
on that, I watched the first episode of season two, and man, does it start off great. I don't want to spoil
Ooh,
it for you because you actually enjoy the show just like me. But season two, it is for all intents and purposes, it is a intro to the season type episode. So don't expect anything story plot related, anything like that. It is just
like a
the
recap.
like a mini recap plus just showing you the squad and a little bit of their abilities. But it is a good ass first episode. It definitely gets you like fucking pumped, man, pumped to watch the rest of the season. I remember watching it, and there was like a moment where I had like goosebumps of just like, oh man, I'm so fucking excited for this show. Like I'm super super excited for it. I cannot wait for the continuation of it. And honestly, just I don't know about you, man, but I don't know how long it's been since you felt like this. But for me, like I can't. I love that feeling of, dude, I can't wait till next week to watch the next episode. Like that, just sheer delight and like just anticipation of something amazing that you're gonna like, regardless of how your week goes or whatever, right? Like that one moment where you gotta sit down and watch it. It's such a sweet ass moment. It is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
For me, it's My Hero with My Hero's Airy.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, because My Hero's the shit. Dude. I
It
love My
is.
Hero.
It's so sick.
Yeah. Um. I'm not gonna say I'm disappointed. I see what they're doing with the first episode. Of course, they're doing the recap and reintroducing the characters because it's been a bit.
Yeah.
Um, for me, I'm like, damn, I guess, because I just came off season one, so
Mm.
I want them to, go already start going into season two. But I get it; they want to kind of rev things up again, kind of get people caught up, whoever's missing it and shit like that, remind everybody what happened. So I get why they did that with the first episode. But man, I just can't wait. The one thing that I hope it happens, I'm pretty sure it's never gonna happen, but I would love to see uh captains the captain from the group seven, or I forgot the name of the
You talk about
excuse me.
Benny Maru, like the
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
strongest
him,
one. Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see him fight the captain of the group one.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
Squad One with the eye
know.
patch.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Oh
the
my
preview. You know how
God,
like
bro.
every episode gives you like a preview at the end.
Yeah.
you meet a new squad captain in episode 2. You don't see his face or anything, but it's crazy, man. And I will say the intro for season 2 episode 1, like the intro OP, it is fucking cool, man. The music, it's
Yeah,
not my favorite. Like I think the first ever OP for Fire Force is by far my favorite,
it's the
but
best
it's
one. The
good.
first one's the best one.
I
Yeah.
agree. But this one is good, man. Especially like of course the music is very very important, right? And I think a ton of people can agree when it comes to anime that the OP music is very very important, but the visuals for this season 2 one are, dude, it's so sick, it's so cool. um but also just for the episode itself, there's a huge action scene. Kind of just just kind of showing off the characters, and I think you're gonna like it. It's really really cool. It shows the cohesiveness and the teamwork within Squad 8. It's cool. I liked it a lot. By far my favorite character. I think her, if I recall her name correctly, is Maki, the gorilla.
She's the best. Oh, I love her.
There
She's the
is a
best.
funny ass
Best
scene in the episode that I literally
best
just busted
girl
out
out of
laughing.
best girl the whole show. Best girl. Fight me everybody. I don't care. Best girl the whole show is Maki. She's the
Second
best.
one is definitely the cat girl. She is That's that fan service. You know what I'm saying? That piece de resistance.
I don't know about that. That's some of that shit from season one. I was like, come on, Joe.
That's
That's
the only
literally
reason why.
it's literally impossible to get into that situation. I don't know about. I don't know. Like her name is Tamaki or something
There
like
you
that.
go. Yeah,
The
yeah.
one. Let's just kind of go on a. Let's just talk about Fire Force a little bit
Yeah.
because
I'm fine
we're
with
both
that.
kind
It's
of
definitely on my
yeah.
list. It's on yours.
Yeah, yeah.
Just roll with it.
Let's just talk about it a little bit. One thing I had a problem with season one. Now it's a small problem, and I hope it gets addressed in season two. Is that they didn't really show Tamaki that much and what could she do,
Yeah, I agree.
especially especially towards the end of season one. This is they're in a certain situation where pretty much almost all the characters got to show out a little bit. You
Hmm.
know what I'm talking about when they go in a certain
Yeah.
area. And I'm thinking when I'm watching, I'm like, oh shit. Now we're gonna see what Tamaki could do. We're gonna see what she could really, really do, like her powers and whatever. And
Nothing.
it ends up being a joke at
Yeah.
the end, and it's like, come on, man! Like we already know this joke. They've done it 1,000 times already. I want to see what truly could she do? Why is she in Squad One, which is considered like the elite squad or
Yeah.
whatever? Why is she in Squad One? Why isn't all these other guys not in Squad One? Why is she there? What what does she do to get into that squad? I want
Hmm.
to know what's her potential. I want to see what she can really really do in these fights in these scenarios. That's one thing that disappointed me. Um, I think that's the only thing that really kind of bummed me out. Um, the opening, the first season open or the first half, the first 13 episodes, amazing. That
Yeah.
opening is just the
Phenomenal.
best. The song hits. You they in they kind of show off each character in the opening of like how their fighting style and whatever. Like I just love how Maki's on the train. I think she's on the train or whatever,
Hmm.
and she's like beating up that inferno, and then she just turns to the camera and just stands there like, bro, that shit was badass. Awesome, awesome opening. Also, the ending is so fucking good. The ending of
Yeah.
the first
Dude.
ending
Oh.
because like the song is fast beat and like it kind of has this momentum, but at the same time, it pairs up so well with the visuals of the ending credits because of like it also kind of feels sad almost,
Hmm.
like it kind of has like this sad. The song kind of has this undertone of like kind of it kind of bums me out almost listening to it, and with the visuals of the nuns of like being burned alive and shit. The past of the pretty much what happened to the uh,
The squad
nun
leader and the
Iris.
priest. Yeah, or priestess.
Yeah, like, it's such man and like the detail in the drawings. It looks so
Yeah.
good. Just oh man, it's opening and ending for sure. Like see the first half of season one the best. Uh, the season two opening it's cool. I like kind of like the kind of like the scream, some of the visual effects they're doing on,
Hmm.
but it was kind of like I feel like they got kind of lazy a little bit on the second opening. And I didn't really fuck that much with the
With the
second
ending.
ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I
second one. I
agree.
didn't really fuck with it that much. But no, yeah, just like the one thing that I've always loved about like shonen anime, and I'm kind of reliving that again through Fire Force because I'm not really into shonen anime anymore
Yeah.
like I used to be like with Naruto and stuff like that. Is that they what tends to happen with shonen is that they tend to have this very large cast of characters, right?
Hmm.
You know, it's the main guy and then there's the friends, and then it tends to be a hierarchy of it's either of ninjas or whatever, or there's different like pirates or like with Bleach it's the Soul Society or whatever, and like with Fire Force it's the captains and shit like that, right? So it's
Yeah.
like really it's really you get to this state like, oh shit, what would happen if this guy from this squad fights this guy from this squad, or shit like that, like, oh, what about what could he do, you really start, I don't want to say fall in love, but you really start getting immersed into these characters.
Hmm.
Like the one thing that I honestly, one thing I want to see, and I already said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. I want to see the Captain from Squad One fight Captain from Squad Seven,
Yeah.
because they said the Captain from Squad Seven is the strongest one of out of everybody, right? That's what they said.
Yeah.
And we seen him in action. He's doing some badass shit. When he was fighting, uh, when they were getting attacked, and he was fighting the Demon Inferno, and
Hmm.
bro, he was going in. He was badass. He's awesome.
He's
He's one of my
a
favorite
fucking dope
characters.
character. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters. Um, Seeing him fight the captain from Squad One, the guy with the eye patch, just how badass and like composed he was when he was like fighting
With
with the
Shinra.
main guy with
Yeah.
Shinra, just like saying like, "Oh, you ain't shit, kid. Like, look how I block your moves or whatever," and like just how like they explain his power and just like, bro, like, oh man, it's like they
Dude.
introduce these powerhouses and just like, bro, what would happen if this guy got into this? Like, bro, oh my god,
Dude, I will
hype.
say, dude, from the season 2 OP, it shows the captain of Squad 1 a lot. So, my understanding of
Yeah.
it is we're gonna actually like see more of him, which is I'm hyped for it. I agree. I think
Would
he has like he's very very important, obviously, to the story because he's the one that
Yeah,
is really close or really connected to Shinra in his past. So like I can't wait to
yeah,
learn more about him. One and two, just to see how much of a badass he is. Because if he's Squad One's captain, which is supposedly the best squad out of all the squads, like what makes him top tier like that?
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we're for sure gonna see a lot more of him because, like you said, he's like heavily connected to the story. Like, he's super connected to the story. There's no way the story continues without him. Like, yeah. No, but yeah, I can't wait, man. Season two it should be another banger
It's
of a
gonna be.
season.
I can't wait.
Yeah. Uh, go ahead, Hector. What's yours?
Oh, true, true, true. So as you guys know, Fire Force was one. We went to a lengthy discussion about it, and I mean, I guess I gotta continue, and I want to save one of my most anticipated one for last. But I'm gonna go next into an anime that I've talked about before on the pod, ReZero. That one
Mm.
is gonna be phenomenal. Season 2 is coming out. I cannot like wait. It's gonna come out the second week of July, so I'm heavily anticipating it. It is something that I can't wait because season 1 ended off on such a huge cliffhanger. There was a movie that unfortunately I just did not come around to watch. I might watch it before season 2 starts, but once season 2 starts, man, like it's gonna be, oh man, I can't wait to pick up with the characters that we left off in, and that one's definitely one of those where it is on my top 5, of this season. There's a ton that I really want to watch. And actually, I'm gonna go into this one, which it wasn't one that was originally something that caught my eye, but when I read the description of it, I thought, all right, this is interesting. I want to give it a shot at the very least. So it's called, hopefully I say this right, Giabate, Gibiate, however that is, right? But this is the synopsis for it. The story takes place in Japan. The year is 2030, and the Earth has been completely overrun by a viral disease named Gibia that turns infected people into various different monsters based on their age, sex, and race. A samurai and a ninja from the early Edo period travel together through time and arrive in a ruined Japan to aid a professor working for a cure for the virus. Together, they fight countless Gibeah monsters, outlaws, and other fierce foes on their journey to save mankind. Um,
Oh.
it's funky. The art style, if you decide to look it up, looks cool. There's like these flying demons. I don't know if you ever played Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't exactly remember what character or what franchise it's from, but it's like the little demon guy. He has like a pterodactyl head with like wings and arms and legs.
Yeah. Hmm.
There's like characters that look like that in the background, and this just looks so like just something that I don't normally watch. But the synopsis of it, I'm like, okay, this looks kind of interesting. Unlike you, I didn't really go into like looking at trailers and things like that, but I think I'm just gonna try to give this one a shot and see how things go with that one. But then following from there, I have one that it's an oddball one. I want to see what this one turns out to be, but it is called, here, let me get the name correctly. It's called Mr. Love, Queen's Choice. So the premise of this is a young woman inherits her late father's production company and encounters four men who uncover a massive conspiracy. Just sounds weird, but at the same time, it's kind of like one of those where the protagonist is a woman and it's a reverse harem. It's again something I don't normally watch, but I just felt like, all right, cool. Well, the premise sounds interesting. Let's see how this goes. I've watched animes that are similar to this, and I actually enjoyed them. So I'm looking forward to that one. The next one as well. It is called Peter Grill to Kenja no Jikan. Peter Grill and the
Of
Philosopher's Time.
course. Of course you picked that one.
So the synopsis for it says Peter Grill is known throughout the land as the world's strongest fighter. He has a girlfriend who he's steadily trying to get closer with. Life is good for him until he realizes that dozens of women who want to bear strong children are all vying for his seed. I'm not gonna lie, the art style looked cool, and then I read the synopsis and I was like, oh, it's one of those. So
Hmm.
I'm like, well, I mentally had already told myself that I was gonna watch this, so I'm just gonna go with it and see how it goes. For sure, I think I'm gonna go with the 3 episode rule on this one to see exactly what I think of it. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those weird ones. And finally, we're getting close to the end of the list that I wrote down for myself. But guess what, Rafa? It's back, baby. Season 5 of Sword Art Online is continuing from its
Boo.
break, and we're gonna watch it and live it up because I cannot wait. It left on a huge cliffhanger in Season 5A. Before the break, and now we're back with Season 5B, so I'm super super excited for that. I mean, I already said enough about Sword Art, right? You guys know, give it a shot if you want to, or don't. It's up to you at the end of the day. But it's worth it, trust me. And finally, my number one pick, dude. Oh man, so Rafa, I told you about Tower of God, and you enjoyed that. Webtoons
Yeah.
are on the up and up, and this is the newest anime that's going to be released from Webtoons, off of the creation of the author in Webtoons. It is called The God of High School. Now, this episode already came out. Literally, I want to say like yesterday. Oh no, either today or yesterday, and I watched it today. It started off fucking phenomenal. I think out of my list, especially to you, Rafa, I 100% suggest you to watch this one. It is
Okay.
it is so freaking cool. It has so many funny, goofy ass moments that I didn't expect because I thought it was gonna be more of a shonen type anime, or more actiony, right? Like in that sense, where it's gonna be super, super fighting, whatever. But there was like some hilarious, hilarious ass moments that I saw that I completely, it came out of left field. I didn't expect any of this. And to give you guys a synopsis and why I'm raving so much about it, it says it all began as a fighting tournament uh, to seek out for the best fighter among all high school students in Korea. Mori Jin, a taekwondo specialist and a high school student, soon learns that there is something much greater beneath the stage of the tournament. Dude, the fight scenes that they show in the first episode are phenomenal. The goofiness of it was fantastic. It is 100% my number one, above SAO, above ReZero, top pick of the season. Not excluding anything that's continuing from previous seasons or from spring. But yeah, like this is for sure the new summer 2020 anime that I am super hyped about, to super excited to continue watching. I might even give it the Tower of God treatment and just go and read the webtoons. Um, and there's actually a little controversy
Oh.
between this one and Tower of God, because people are saying that uh, the God of High School actually got a lot more love from the production teams and things like that. Um, behind, because Crunchyroll, it's an original Crunchyroll anime, but it's based off of the webtoon, or it's, yeah, based off of the webtoons. But they're saying that Crunchyroll gave this one a little bit more love than they did to Tower of God. I will say the art style is definitely leagues above Tower of God. I truly truly love the way this anime looks. It's such a nice, viewing for your eyes. The only thing I will say about Tower of God though is, if they're going the approach that I think they're going, which is in the first few chapters of the webtoons, the creator of it, she didn't have many people to help her out with it art style wise. She drew it herself, and then as the chapters went on, and they're called seasons in webtoons. After the first season, the art style significantly leaped bounds, just to the level that it was, and it kept getting better and better. So if they're doing that art style specifically because they're, what the first season of the written source material that they're having was drawn one way, and then it jumps to a better, cleaner, just more visibly appealing, just thing to read, and they do that for season whatever of Tower of God later on, I think that's going to be a great idea, great style choice. But for sure, I think the God of High School got a better just attention and love from Crunchyroll. It looks phenomenal. It's great. The first episode was a banger. I didn't expect it. I had no clue what it was about. 100% my number one recommendation out of this entire list is to watch this one. But that being said, I mean, there's going to be great animes that continue. I don't know if you've watched Black Clover, Rafa, before,
Yeah.
but that's going to be continuing. One Piece, of course, continuing. Boruto, Shokugeki no Soma, which is Food Wars, fantastic ecchi anime. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's those were my 2020 picks, not including the continuing simulcast. But other than that, Rafa, yeah, I mean that's my list. I have some interesting ones. The Monster Musume, we also agreed on that one, but you talked plenty on that one. And yeah.
Yeah. So then, right before we wrap this up, really quickly, Hector, which is the one you picked? Did you say that one? The one
Oh, the one I
that
was
you
gonna
were
give a
kind of
chance on.
against? Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't mention it before, but I will mention it now. I actually want to give the rental girlfriend a chance.
Okay, okay.
I When you were
Yes,
talking
sir.
about it, and then I read the description as well, I'm like, okay, this sounds kind of funny. I think I've also watched similar animes to this. Again, I'm more of a closeted girly fanboy. Uh, but this one definitely interested me. I think the one that I kind of, it's not super similar to this, but it reminded me of is My Girlfriend is a Gal. I don't know if you ever watched that one.
No.
It's on Crunchyroll. I don't know if it's on any other sites, but it's called My Girlfriend is a Gal. It's very interesting. It kind of is in a similar vein to what this is, but they're two separate storylines, but it's similar in a way. But yeah, that's what it reminded me of, and I'm like, cool, I'll give this one a chance. I don't normally go out and watch animes like that, so this is my one. This is my pick for. I'm gonna give it the 3 episode rule. I'm gonna see how it is. If I enjoy it, we'll be back to talk about it. I'm sure, because I'm sure you guys want to see, like, oh, okay, they talked about it, right? But we want to hear more. We want to hear their reactions to it. So we'll get to it when we get to it. But for sure, this is my pick for,
Hmm.
my anime of that I'm going to give it a chance.
Okay. Um, to wrap it up, I'm gonna go ahead and say mine.
Oh, yes.
It is called The Misfit of Demon King Academy.
Ooh.
It is a like fantasy, like magic type shit. I don't know. It looked boring. It looked super boring. It looked like a generic fantasy magic type shit. Like I for sure it did not interest me at all. Um,
It looks like I hear him
pre
too.
yeah, I don't know if it is or not. From the trailer, it didn't look like it. It pretty much what it looked like. It was like I guess like this demon lord type dude. Like he spread his magic to his ancestors or some shit like that, and like years in the future, like he's trying to like he somehow goes into the future, I think, and he's trying to like come into power again and like uses his um
Descendants.
thinking like his descendants kind of like rise up and shit, but like in the future, magic is weak, so they really don't have magical powers like he does.
Mm.
So he kind of like tries to get them to get strong and get their powers going again and stuff like that. I think that's what I'm pretty sure that's what the synopsis is. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not really feeling this one, Hector. I don't.
Mm.
I don't know, man. I don't think I'm gonna like it, but I'm gonna give it a chance. But yeah, I don't know. This shit did not. I was just like, man, this sounds boring. I don't know. But hey, like I said, we're gonna give it a chance. So who knows? We might turn it around. Who knows? I might end up liking it. Um, well, most likely not. All right, cool. So that is the what we look forward to. What we are looking forward to. This I was about to say spring, this summer 2020 anime season. So I want to say let's come back maybe mid season,
Ooh,
right,
down.
Hector?
Yeah, I'm super down.
Kind of see what we kept, what we dropped, or how we're feeling, what we expect, something like that. So in a few weeks, everybody, you'll get an update from Hector over here and from me. See how we feel about that. I think we have one more segment, and
Yes, we
then I think
do.
then we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping things up here. Our last segment, of course, is the one that everybody knows already. The one that you and me enjoy a lot here, except for the one with Alex was around. It is anime swap.
Anime swap.
These are swapping noises I'm making.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Anime swap. So, Hector last week recommended me Rascal.
Does not dream of Bunny Girl
It's not June
Senpai.
Bunny Girl Senpai. Yep. And I recommended you. I for,
Toradora.
Toradora. There you go. I forgot what I recommended. I want to go first because I really want to see. I want to hear what you think about Toradora.
Okay, okay,
This
okay.
Toradora's one. I love Toradora. It's my favorite anime. So, Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. That's the name, right? I didn't
Mm-hmm.
fuck it up. Um, it started kind of weak. Episode one, I was not really feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, okay, I guess. I really felt the whole bunny suit thing was like hella gimmicky. You know, like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, everybody, come watch this girl in the bunny suit, you know. But then episode two hit, and it turned my opinion completely around
Oh.
for a couple of reasons. Reason one, which is the most simplest reason, she only wore that bunny suit once, and it was the
Yeah.
opening scene. So I was like, okay, cool. They're not just fucking around with this bunny suit, right? Um, and then the story, then they started expanding on the story of why, uh, of the situation. I don't want to give away anything really. Um, the main girl, but the bunny girl senpai, she's in a certain situation where people are noticing her less,
Mm-hmm.
right? I
Yeah.
want to say this is the most I want to say. And then the main guy, he could notice her no matter what. Like he could always see where she's at, or whatever. And then in season two, that starts becoming more of a thing. Like the story really gets more fleshed out, and it. I really enjoyed season two a lot. Episode two, I really enjoyed episode two a lot. And then episode three hit, and it almost felt like I was watching the ending of a show. You know,
Oh,
like
okay.
because of like it was the two main characters. This is their conflict, and then it was resolved by episode three. Um, I kind of have a problem with that because I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about,
I do,
Hector.
yeah.
The certain thing that happens on the end of episode two, starting episode three, where it was like, oh shit, what's gonna fucking happen here? What's gonna happen? And for me, I would have preferred. I would have enjoyed so much better if they expanded on that specific scenario, or also kind of leading up to that scenario or to that situation that happened,
Hmm.
because so you can really feel it, you know, to really feel the tension and the sadness and the hopelessness of that situation, right? So you can really embrace it, you know, like to really be to really get in the down and dirty of it. You know what I'm
The
saying,
nitty
Hector?
gritty.
The nitty gritty of the problem that these two characters are facing. So really get into that shit.
Hmm.
But the show solved it within the next episode. You know, which I
Yeah.
don't like. Now,
Yeah.
let me finish before, because I know you've seen the show all the way, so you have more of an idea of what I'm talking. You have answers. I don't have all the answers yet. Um, and I really liked kind of like this the whole solution to that problem. You know how they're in the field and stuff like that, the baseball field.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, but it to me it felt like a something you would end the show with. You know,
Yeah.
because it's like it's the conflict, and then this is the big revelation. This is the thing where through this they able to figure out the problem, and the characters get reunited again, and like this big emotional moment. I really enjoyed that a lot, but I wanted it. I felt like they rushed it. It felt so rushed, unfortunately. Like okay, you know how in the past podcast we talked about how I used to have, well, for me, um, that feeling that I wish I could feel once again with like something like with Anohana and and Clannad After Story, where it really moves me to my core, right? Like something that I'm just like, God damn, like makes me cry and just fucking like it just knocks me out of my socks, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Like really hits me emotionally. This show with episode two felt like it was going to bring me to that into that area again,
Ooh, okay.
but it was rushed. It was
Yeah.
so rushed that I never got to that point. It's almost like if I was driving, like I'm driving a car, right? I'm driving my car, Hector.
Hmm.
That's my
I'm
example,
visualizing it. Okay, okay.
right? So I'm going out. I'm on Main Street, USA, driving Main Street, USA, and then I see one of the side streets is that the feeling, the knocking my socks off feeling on Ohana and kind of after Story Street, where I could, you know, when it really just fucks me up and just hits my emotional core. That's the name of the street. It's a really long name of the street, but that's the name of the street. And instead of turning to that street with my passenger, Bunny Girl Senpai, I just looked down the street and just drive right past it. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I kind of I was just like, oh yeah, okay, never mind. You know, like
Yeah.
it teased me. You know, it tickled my balls a little bit, right? Um, I like the characters. They are hella charming. The two main guys, the guy and the girl. I love their chemistry. I love their banter. It's great shit. I just love how they just off the bat they're just joking. They're just how relaxed and how they joke with each other. Like, oh, well, we're going on a date, or oh, I like if you do this for me. Like, I love it. You don't see enough of that. You don't
True.
see enough of like of that type of banter between characters. Love that shit. Just great stuff. Yeah, you like these characters, and now where I'm at with this show is that I do want to keep watching it. I don't hate it. I'm not bored of it.
Ooh, okay.
But I'm just wary of where it's gonna go from here. Like what
Hmm.
I think it's gonna happen, because the whole situation with the main girl, it seems like, well, they said it themselves. It's not just something that happens to her. Depending on the character, kind of like supernatural almost things happen, kind
Yeah.
of like a phenomenon. So what I think it's gonna happen. This is my prediction. My guesstimation, guesstimation, um, is that the main guy and the main girl, because it seems like they solved their problems, are gonna go out and try to help out other people who are going to similar or going
Ooh.
through other phenomenons or whatever. They're gonna try to solve it for them. I feel like that's what's gonna happen. I could be wrong, who knows? But if it is, um, I don't know. I'm kind of I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that, but I just don't really see where it could go from here with just them two and
Yeah.
their so-called problem.
Yeah, I would I'm not gonna say you're spot on, but you're pretty close to the premise of what's gonna continue happening. That whole weird phenomenon, I forgot what exactly it's called, but you experience more of stuff like that, but different, if you get what I'm saying. Like,
Hmm.
there's like unique cases. For example, the main character has a unique case with his sister, and then
And himself too.
exactly, yeah, and then her the idol, right? So she's also a special case, and then as you continue, one or the other kind of like it transitions between who's the main character and different situations appear, and then you also meet other people who also experience phenomena like that, and they kind of intertwine between the stories, right? I will say
Hmm.
though, uh, I don't want to ruin it for you, but don't expect like a storyline to go more than at most 2 to 3 episodes. It's one of those where they'll. It's not a big. It's like it's a big deal, right? When the situation appears, but they tend to finish it within the next episode or two. Like they're kind of like in the first three
Mm.
things. So that's the only part I do agree on that I wasn't a huge fan of. I felt like especially that entire first 3 episodes, I feel like could have been an entire season. Um,
That's what I'm
like
saying.
I feel like they could
It
have
could
just done
literally
so
been the
much
whole
with that.
series.
Yeah,
It could have been the whole series right there.
and that's my only qualm with that is that I feel like they could have even like let's say okay, let's even if they did half a season, right? If they just extendoed that bad boy to like half a season, cool, okay, and then we go on to a different story that extends for the rest half of the season. But they do like the 2 to 3 episodes for one little story, 2 to 3 episodes for the next little story. So essentially, you'll get, if my math is correct, I think there's only 12 episodes, so you'll get 3 to 4 stories in this one season. So it's cool. Some of them are very interesting, very unique. But definitely don't go thinking like, okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna get one story for the next 9 episodes because it's not gonna be like that, sadly. But they're good. Like, don't get me wrong, they're good. I enjoyed it a lot. Some of the storylines are definitely better than others, but overall, it's great.
Okay.
But that being said, my friend, it is time for the Toradora time.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir. Here
right,
we
so
go.
Toradora. I'm
You
gonna
love it. I
start
knew it.
off by saying episode one. I will admit did not hit the mark. I thought it was very. The mom was probably the shining star in the first episode to me. Just how she
Mhm.
just did not give a fuck about her son at all.
Yeah.
How the son was technically the parent taking care of the mom. And I just found it funny. There's a specific scene where she's like, "Oh, when you yell at me and get angry and raise your voice and clench your hand into a fist, you remind me of your dad." I
Yeah.
was like,
Of
"Wow,
your
that
dad.
sounds abusive, bro. Holy
Yeah.
shit!" I was like, "How is that okay?" And she's like, "Oh, that mean look in your eyes, like you remind me of your father." And then he starts to make a like even meaner face. She's like, "Oh, no, you look like him even more." And I was like, "Dude, holy shit, man!" Like, and then you find out that spoiler, his dad was like a mobster type person. So like, one of my favorite scenes from the first episode was this kid bumps into him, and then he just has a regular ass face. He's thinking about something else, but to the kids that bumped into him, they think he's like mean mugging them hard as shit. and they like give him the money that they had in their
They give him his
pockets.
wallet.
Yeah,
And,
both of them. They're
yeah.
like, "Here, take it. That's all we have. I promise. Change and all. This is it." And he's like, I don't want this." He's like, "No, no, no. We're so sorry. We're so sorry. Please don't hurt us." And then he goes to the office at school and drops off the wallets without taking anything because he's not a bad guy. And he's like, and then the counselor that's there is like, "Oh, you found more missing wallets?" He's like, "Yeah, something like that." I was like, dude, that to me was funny. I was like, that's goofy. Okay. But I will say, I think out of the lists of anime swaps that we had, right? I think this is one of my lower ones that you've given me.
Oof.
K-On! Was definitely, I think K-On! Is the primo supremo. Uh,
Of course.
and then from there, I would say is Gurren Lagann, which was a surprising shock factor. I think there was one episode that we just both didn't like the anime. Um, that we swapped out. I can't remember which one, but if that's
I
the
can't
case,
remember either.
then I'd put that one that we both didn't like. That one's at the very end, and then after that, it's Toradora. Just because I say it's towards the bottom of the list, and I like the other ones better, that doesn't mean I don't like this anime. I definitely like Toradora. Um, it to me, it's gonna be one of those where it's like I'll watch it in between other animes that I enjoy. Which is still to say I'm still gonna watch it, right? But my favorite thing definitely is I like the fact that the guy just has this scary ass mean mug face, and people have this depiction in their heads of what he is, but he's not really that. I like Taiga a lot. She's
Yes.
goofy, and I like that she's a klutz, but she's this fucking badass character who everybody fears, and she's
Yeah.
like this like mean person. But then when
Super
he actually
mean.
gets to know her, she's very, very kind
Yes,
and nice.
sir.
I would say by far it's the mom, then a Taiga, then the guy. That's my order of my favorite characters. And the mom just because she's just goofy as shit. And then the one scene where the guy like he's like, "Oh, my mom isn't like it's that's that scene where like Taiga breaks into the guy's home and he's like, "My mom wouldn't be here because it's too early." And then you see the image of her at the bar like in like this skimpy ass outfit and like these older gentlemen like drinking her. She's like, "Oh, drink, drink, give me more money," and they're like, "Anything for you," and it's just goofy. It's like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
She's a hostess.
Yeah, so like that to me was
That's
funny.
her job.
um I just like the mom. I think that her like nonchalant shit, I think that was funny. The one thing I will say I didn't like, and this is maybe just a me thing, I didn't like that the guy didn't address her as mom. Like he called her by her first name. uh
Hmm.
that's just weird to me. I also don't like, this is like a fucking random ass tangent, but I also don't like when I experienced this a lot in high school where like the girls would call their moms by their first name, and that shit was fucking mega cringe. uh I was about to use one actual girl's mom's name, but whatever, right? Like this girl was saying, "Oh yeah, Rebecca was yelling at me yesterday." I was like, "Did you just fucking call your mom by her first name when you're talking about her?" Like that just to me is just mega cringe. But when I saw the guy call her by her first name, I was like, I don't like that. But whatever, right? That's like a minuscule
Mm.
thing to the story. Um, I also noticed by like episode 2, after like what happens. I think I know where the story is gonna go between them two. I could be wrong, but it feels like the two main characters are gonna, you know, I think you get what I'm saying. Like they're gonna end up falling in love together and things like that. I could be completely wrong. Exactly, yeah. I could be completely wrong, but it seems like they fall in love by like how it kind of goes. Like even though she's like, "Oh, just because it failed this time doesn't mean I gave up." And then we go into episode 3 where you kind of see how that's moving and grooving. It just kind of feels like they both, like that one specific scene where she's like, "Oh, he called me by my first name," and then she smiled, and I'm like, "Ooh, like." I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, cool, I
Hmm.
guess, but like, I felt, to me, it felt like they were spoiling a lot. But again, this is just me going off of 3 episodes, so it's like I can't say for sure that I know everything. Um,
Yeah.
by far, out of all 3 episodes, my absolute favorite scene was the basketball gym class scene. That shit
Hmm.
was hilarious. I was
Yes,
busting
sir.
my ass, like just laughing hard as shit. And honestly, it's not even the fact that she got smacked in the face. It was a little like monkey jumping up and down. She's like, "Pass me the ball, pass me the ball, pass me the ball."
Yeah.
I was like laughing
Yeah.
hard as shit when I saw that. Yeah, no, Tyga for sure, like hands down, best
She's
girl
the
in that
best.
show. And mom is
Hmm.
just because I just like her idiocracy. Uh, I think that's a word, but yeah, Tyga best girl for sure. Other than that,
Yeah.
It's definitely an anime that I'm gonna give a good. I'm gonna continue watching it. It's not gonna be at the top of my priority list, but I'm gonna continue watching it. I enjoyed it for the most part. Yeah, so far, Rafa, you've given me some pretty good bangers. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
You
man, I'm
haven't
telling you.
disappointed.
So for my
Bangers.
suggestions, I'm 5 for 5,
For me, I think I'm
and for you,
4 or 3 for
four,
5.
or 3 or 3 to 4, whatever the fuck number is. Yeah, like for you, yeah, Shield Hero missed for me for sure. But everything else I liked for sure.
Okay,
Tower
okay.
God's still number 1. Like that's the shit right there.
But I mean, other than that, I think that's it for all I got for Toradora.
And I'm glad you liked it. I was hoping that you liked it more. Um, it's good. It's a really good romantic comedy. It's a lot of people consider it, have that show like in a high regard, like for like a romantic comedy.
Oh, okay.
So and especially with Taya, she's considered the top god tier of a tsundere character. So hopefully you stick with it. Hopefully you watch it. I mean, I really enjoy the show. It's one of my favorite ones. Um, and yeah, like the ending. Oh man, the ending's so good. Yeah, let me go into it. Um, but yeah, what what is your suggestion for this week in Anime Swap?
Ooh. So this one, I'm not gonna lie, I had a little bit of trouble. So, uh, obviously you didn't like Shield Hero. Um,
Right.
I'm glad you somewhat liked Bunny Girl. So that's definitely great. And I was like, man, what could I give Rafa? I was be honestly between two of them. So I'm gonna give you my top choice. I really, really hope you haven't watched it. But it is a musical anime.
Ooh.
It is called Fuka. Fuuka. Now Fuka is really special because, and you know what? I'll just read the synopsis just to hear what you say. Yu Haruna, oh wow, that was a hard name to pronounce, has transferred to a school in Tokyo so he can live with his sisters after their parents moved to America. Introverted and unskilled at socializing with others, Yu's main mode of communication is Twitter. As he's scoping out his new surroundings with his eyes on his smartphone, he crashes into Fuka Akitsuki, a girl who appeared in front of him out of nowhere. Centered on the awkward and unsocial Yu, the mysterious, charming Fuka, and Yu's childhood friend Koyuki, a brand new love story woven through music, is about to begin. So it is 12 episodes long. To be honest, I actually really really enjoyed it. It's super surprising. It's one of those girly animes I like to make fun of you about, but I love the
Mm.
music intertwined with it. I think the soundtrack inside the show itself is fantastic. I love the musical tracks in it. It centers a lot around love as well, which is cool. A lot of the music in there. So the cool part is they had these artists that came in and sang the songs, right? But they had the lead singer of the music group that ends up being created in Fuka sing those songs. Like the specific hard hitting musical pieces were sung by the quote unquote band. So I think it's really really cool. The ending scenes, the ending like big shebang is cool. I loved it. So I hope you enjoy it.
Okay. Okay. I don't think I've ever heard of this anime.
Okay,
So,
okay.
all right, I'm looking forward to it. And I do like anime that relates to music, like K-On. So let's see how this one goes. I'll definitely check it out. All right, sounds interesting. The one that I have chosen for you, it is a very good one.
Ooh.
It's a very funny one. Because it seems like you like to laugh when you watch your anime. Hopefully you haven't seen it. Because if you have, then I'm kind of shit out of luck. Because it's the one I picked. It's called Defrag.
I have not. Okay.
Ooh, yes. Oh, you're gonna love it. You are going to love it. This anime is hilarious. It is funny. It's pretty much it's pretty much about this guy. He's kind of like a delinquent in high school. Like, he's kind of like a bad boy, pretty much. And
Okay.
he ends up getting wrapped into a club, like a gaming club, like a video game club type of thing.
Oh, okay.
And they're all girls,
Okay.
and and the girls take their shit too seriously, like kind of like they have like each one has like their own power of element, if that makes sense.
What the hell?
You
Okay.
know? Yeah, so like the main girl, she's like this short blonde girl, and her like special power is like darkness, so, like that's her type or whatever. So her move, I'm kind of spoiling a little bit, like kind of the jokes here, but like her special move is that she puts this like a potato, like a potato sack bag, like those really dense bags, like a I
Okay.
forgot what they're called, but like she puts that shit on your head, and she like tightens it up so you can't see anything. It's almost like you're getting suffocated. So like that because she's like dark type, right? Like that's her thing.
Okay.
So she puts and like she does it to the main guy. There's one other girl who her power type thing is water. So she walks around with like water bottles and like squirts water at you. This one girl, her power is electricity, so she has a fucking taser, and she'll
What
like
the
tase
fuck?
you. Yeah,
Okay.
so like it's this guy pretty much gets forced into this club with these crazy ass girls, and he has nothing does not want to be part of this group or whatever, but they get into hijinks and scenarios. It's really funny. It's a really funny anime. I recommend this anime a lot. Like it's really really fucking funny.
Okay.
You're gonna enjoy it. I'm telling you, you're gonna enjoy it. This is gonna be second on your list. It's gonna be
Ooh.
right after K-On! This show is hilarious. I'm telling you right now.
Okay. 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 That's a lot of
Yeah, like
big step right there. Cool.
like and one of the other characters, the one of the other members of this is just how stupid the show is. One of the other characters, her power, like type or whatever, is ground. So what she does is she carries dirt with her, and she just punches you with a fistful of dirt.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's some good shit. Yeah, it's some good shit. I might even start watching it again. Just talking about it, like I just remembered, just bro, funny. Just oh man, it's really really fucking funny. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, big, nice, girthy episode for you guys this time.
Covered a lot. We even argued with each other a little bit. I think I
Yeah,
won
for a
that
bit.
argument, by the way.
You know what? It
I
sounds
won.
like that, but we're gonna leave it up to the
Uh,
viewers to tell us what they thought
uh,
of SAO.
well, speaking of the viewers, oh, before I get into that, Hector, anything you want to say? Any closing statements
Ooh,
you want to throw out there?
we actually went up in subscribers recently, so thank you to all you guys, the new subscribers that joined, and we
Yay!
appreciate you guys for dropping that subscribe button. If you guys do enjoy what we like, just please give us a nice little shout out, get us out there. Let's make this community grow a little bit bigger. Inch by inch, we'll get there to where we want to get. Other than that, no, man, I just appreciate everybody that listens, and Rafa, go ahead and get us out of here.
All right, for sure, for sure. Like I was saying, speaking of viewers, all those beautiful people listening to us right now, thank you for listening. Thank you, Hector, for once again co-hosting with me. Uh,
Yeah.
a lot of fun, a lot of fun. Always enjoy doing these podcasts with you. If you want to keep up to date with us, go ahead and follow us on Twitter. We're on the Twitter. We tweets and stuff. Uh, if you're on the go and you don't have enough time to pull us up on YouTube, don't worry, we got you. We are on Spotify. Go ahead and follow us on there. So let's say you want to go out for a jog, you're on the way to work, or you're studying something, you got to go to class or whatever situation you're in, but you can't just kick back and listen to a podcast. You running, you gotta go. You can't because you know how YouTube is. You can't lock the screen and have the video playing. That shit don't work, right? Unless you got YouTube. I think
Premium.
is it premium or whatever.
Yeah.
No, ain't nobody got YouTube premium.
Rafa, I
Nobody
do.
got that bullshit.
I
Oh well,
own
Hector does. Well, Hector does. Well, other than Hector, ain't nobody else got that bullshit. So if you're on the go, you're busy. Spotify is just for you, baby. Go ahead and follow it. All the episodes are on there. 1 through 6, and then everything else, all the future episodes also. And of course, the main platform, the main piece of resistance. You know how they say, Hector.
Uh-huh.
YouTube. Right here, YouTube. This is our home. Go ahead if you're watching this video right now. And I see you. I see you watching the little clip art we have going on. And mom's staring right at you behind the trees. I'm right there behind that tree on the left. Go ahead and like the video. Let us know you liked it. Go ahead and like it. Go ahead and comment. You comment. Whatever comment you throw out there, if we like it, if we want, even if we don't like it, because I didn't like the guy calling me out for a bully, but he called me out for being a bully. We'll still read it, just as long as it's not spam, just as long as it's not some bullshit. We will most likely end up reading it. So go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and comment. Let us know what you guys think. Anime related, non-anime related, whatever you want to talk to us about. If you want to tell me how your day was and how the weather was, shit, I might even end up reading it. I might read it. Who knows? Just let us know. Just let us know what's up. Subscribe, of course. Subscribe to the channel. Let us know you're enjoying it. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe and hit the little bell icon for the notifications. Because another thing, man, YouTube out here fucking around with us, man. Another thing that YouTube does not do is notify you when a new episode comes out unless you hit the bell icon. So make sure you hit that bell icon to get a notification when our episodes come out, which is every every Friday, every single Friday
Every Friday.
by 12 p.m. Right? I think that's what we said.
Mm-hmm.
That's our by 12 p.m. So by midday, 12. So woof, you're starting off the weekend right with us, right? Starting off the weekend with a delicious, yummy, tasty podcast of anime, the Bento Boxcast here with us. So
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and do that, guys. Once again, thank you for always listening. We love every single one of you guys. Uh, man, it was a good time.
Yes, it
Good time
was.
now. Time to go watch some more anime and play video games and talk shit about Alex and John. All right, let's get out of here.
All right. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.